YouTube was good. This is Jody Joe coming at you from an episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Corner. Now, before I go ahead and get into this deck profile that you guys might want to be interested in, first I got to give an extra special shout out to Team APS for putting your boy Jody Joe on the channel, man. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all very much. It is much appreciated. But without further ado, let me stop wasting time and go ahead and get into this awesome deck profile that I know you guys are going to like. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. And if you guys didn't know by now, I'm profiling Graydle Kaijus. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good deck. It's a very fun and rogue deck. Kind of sacky, kind of trolly. But hey, if you're the one playing it, joke's on them. So let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. Let me go ahead and zoom a little bit. All right, so the first card you're going to run is, well, I run a 3 Eagles. Now, Eagle is an amazing card. Let me explain Graydles to you in case some of you guys don't know. Graydles, Graydle Eagle, and Graydles in general rely on being destroyed by battle of your opponent's monsters to take control of their monsters. And each individual Graydle has its own unique secondary effect. And I'll get into that in a minute. But Graydle Eagle is the best Graydle because it has that 1500 attack. So whenever you want to crash into your opponent's monster, it doesn't hurt as bad because he has the higher attack. But when Graydle Eagle is destroyed by battle or by monster effect, you're able to put in the your own spell and trap card zone, equip it to the monster, and take control of it permanently, as long as it's equipped to the monster. And don't worry if the Graydle or any Graydle card is destroyed while it's equipped to an opponent's monster, the opponent's monster is destroyed. It does not go back to the opponent. So you ain't got to worry about that. So I run 3 of the Graydle Eagles. I run 3 Graydle Alligators. Graydle Alligator is just like Eagle, but he has that smaller attack. He has the 1500 defense instead. When it's destroyed by battle or spell card, you're able to take an opponent's monster. Same rules apply to all 3 different Graydles. I run the Graydle Cobra. Graydle Cobra is it's an amazing card. Basically, when it's destroyed by battle or trap, you're able to take an opponent's monster. Now, Graydle Cobra has really good synergy in the deck because of a card called Graydle Split, but I'll get into that later. In the meantime, I'm gonna go over go over why I like what Konami did with the Graydle archetype. First, so we don't get confused, we're going to get into the unique effects. Graydle Eagle, when it's destroyed by battle or monster effect, you're able to take control of opponent's monster. And the color of the card is brown, like a monster effect. When Graydle Alligator is destroyed by battle or spell card, it takes control of the monster. It's greenish blue for spell. And when Cobra is destroyed by battle or trap, it takes control of the monster, and they made it purple for trap. So it allows you to remember, oh yeah, this one does monster, this one does trap. So you'll never forget. So I just think that that's cool how they did that. So that's that. All right, the lifeblood of the Graydles, Mr. Alien Man himself from American Dad. It is Graydle Slime. Basically, his effect is whenever it's in your hand or in the graveyard, you're able to destroy 2 face-up Graydle cards to special summon him from the hand or the graveyard. Then you can special summon a Graydle monster, any Graydle monster from your graveyard in face-up defense position. So when you summon him using his effect by popping 2 cards, you can special summon a Graydle in defense. That equals a level 8 right there because Graydle Slime is a level 5 tuner. And it's Aqua. So it allows you to go straight into your Graydle Dragon. It's an instant Graydle Dragon. And the fact that Slime pops cards, you already know he works best with Graydle Eagle. Because when Slime pops Graydle Eagle, that makes Graydle Eagle being destroyed by a monster effect, which allows you to not only go into a Graydle Dragon, but take one of your opponent's monsters at the same dang time. Absolutely amazing. So that's why I run Graydle Slime at 3. Some people run it at 2 and 1, but that's to each his own. You can run it at 2 or 1 because once it hits the graveyard, it's really there for life, and you could just continue to manipulate it. But I run 3 because I want to get to it quicker. All right, moving on to some tech. I run 2 Mother Grizzlies. How refreshing is it to see old school Yu-Gi-Oh card like this back in the new era of Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know about you, but to me, very refreshing. So you can even tell by the one's lighter, one's darker because of the series. That's tight. All right, so but basically Mother Grizzly, you should know her effect. So her effect is when it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon any water monster with 1500 less attack from your deck. So what that means is As far as your Graydles are concerned, that's every single Graydle. That's including Slime, because Slime only has 100 attack. I mean 0 attack. So yeah. Mother Grizzly works really well. It's also a very offensive card, not just defense. So say your opponent has a really big monster, you could summon your Mother Grizzly, attack and crash into their monster, let it be destroyed by battle, special summon Graydle Eagle, then attack, crash into the monster. Graydle Eagle will activate, take control of the big monster in the same battle phase, attack with the really big monster that you just snatched. So yes, Mother Grizzly has really good synergy in this deck. That's why I run her at 2. You know, you could run her at 3, 1, whatever, but 2 is really good. 3 might even be better. You never know, but space is needed. I run the 1 Crane. Crane is a really good card. It has good synergy with the deck. Basically, when you normal summon it, you can special summon level 3 monster from your graveyard. So it's all of your basic Graydles. You can get your Cobra, your Gator, or your Eagle. And it allows you to go into a rank 3 play. An instant rank 3 exceeds. So that's why I run that at 1. And here comes Kaiju time. The Kaiju cards that I run are 3 Radians. Kaijus have so much synergy with Graydles. It's almost like they were a match made in heaven. I'm trying to tell you. Because nothing's sackier when you use a Radiant, tribute your opponent's monster, and then crash a Graydle into the monster you just gave up to take it back. It's really sacky. So Radiant, all of the Kaijus basically say you can special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field by tributing their monster. So you tribute their monster, put it on their side of the field, summon any one of the Graydles you want, attack into the monster you gave them, it activates, takes control of it right back, and then you swing with the big monster. So it's able to get an annoying monster off your opponent's board while giving you a big cock on the field that needs to be dealt with. But it ain't so easy when you got 3 of them. So I run 3 of those, and I only chose to run 2 of the Doggerin. I run him at 2 because he's 3,000 attack. I want to be able to... Sometimes you don't have a Graydle, maybe, so you can't really get over the monster that you give to your opponent. That's why I didn't want him to be too high because I wanted Graydle Dragon to be able to get over whatever I want to attack over. That's why Radiant is really good because it has that 2,800 attack, which is still easy for my Graydle Dragon to get over it if I needed to. So I only run 2 of these because, you know, sometimes I don't want to have a really big... If I can't go Graydle, I don't want to have a 3,000 wall to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I run 2, and it's the same as Radiant. Tribute their monsters, sack them out, make them hot, make them pissed off, and then you just thumbs up for GG. All right, that's it for the monsters, guys. That's 20 monsters on the dot, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and get into the spells really quick. Best spell card in the archetype, hands down, is Graydle Impact. This card is amazing. It's a double-edged sword. You can only use 1 of the effects per turn. So it has 2 effects. The first effect is you can destroy 1 card you control, target another Graydle card you control, and any card your opponent controls, destroy them. So it's basically a scrap dragon. And if you guys notice, this is a spell card and a destroys card, so it has synergy with Graydle Alligator. Summoning Graydle Alligator using impact to destroy Alligator and an opponent's monster or a back row is amazing because say your opponent has any big, huge monster on board, you summon Alligator, use Graydle Impact. I say I destroy Alligator and your back row. They both pop. Alligator activates, comes back, takes control of the big monster, and then you're able to swing for it. So that's an amazing card. But its second effect is what really puts it over the top. If you choose to use a second effect, simply it states during the end phase, search any Graydle card from your deck to your hand. I didn't stutter. Any Graydle card from your deck to your hand, trap, magic, or otherwise. Get a monster, get what you want. Graydle Impact does it for you. Sadly, these do not stack, so you got to be careful. The best tech for this deck ever made is Supply Squad. I have so many good things to say about Supply Squad, but I don't want this video to be too long. Let's just, once per turn, if a monster is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you draw a card. And they do stack. So if you have 2 Supply Squads, it's game. Because there's nothing that your opponent could do when you draw 3 cards per turn. So Why is this card really good in the deck? Well, simply because Impact destroys cards, and your Mother Grizzly will help you get field advantage, and your Slime destroys cards. There's also other cards that are going to pop up that destroy cards as well, because every turn, once your Slime is in the graveyard, you're going to destroy your own cards to summon Graydle Dragon. And then Graydle Dragon has the power to destroy more cards. So if you have Supply Squad, every single turn, you're going to activate it, and you're going to resolve the effect. So you're going to just be continually having 5-6 cards in your hand every single turn. It's spammy. It's fun. Supply Squad is an amazing tech for this deck. It must be ran. Absolutely must be ran. So let's move on to Dark Holes. I run Dark Holes because, and not Raigeki. One, because they destroy my own cards as well. And that means, you know, your Supply Squad can activate. Your Graydle Dragon can activate if you want it to activate, because when Graydle Dragon is destroyed, you can special summon a Graydle from your graveyard. So that's why I run the Dark Hole over the Raigeki. And then I run one copy of Salvage, because yes, oh yes, all of these are water types, besides the Kaiju and the Crane. So you're gonna, it's a +1. Basically, you had 2 waters from your graveyard to your hand. Salvage all day. Let's get on to the traps. This by far may be the best overall card in the archetype. It's a really close battle between Split and Impact, but Split does so much. It's so sacky. It's nasty. I'll go over the effect. Basically, you can activate this card and give any monster you want 500 attack. That's any monster. It doesn't have to be a Graydle. Then, during your main phase, you could destroy the monster this card was equipped to. Then special summon 2 Graydle monsters from your deck, but they're destroyed during the end phase. Any 2 Graydle monsters. So, as you guys can see in the artwork, that looks like Graydle Cobra, doesn't it? And it's also a trap, so it's made specifically for him. This card, if you resolve this card with a Graydle on a Graydle Cobra, your opponent is in for a serious nightmare. So let's just use a hypothetical. Like, let's say your opponent has a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field, something really big. You have Graydle Cobra, you activate Split, you boost his attack to 1500, use Split's effect. You know, not counting the fact that you might have a Supply Squad on the field. So this is how Supply Squad helps even more. Use Graydle Split, destroy the Cobra. This activates. Then you're gonna have to resolve the Split first. Then you're gonna instantly special summon like an Alligator and Slime. That's an instant Synchro 8. So you have these on your field. Since Cobra was destroyed by Split, Cobra comes back, takes control of that 3000 beater. You take control of that, then you Synchro summon into your Graydle Dragon, and then pop 2 cards. Now, I don't know about you, but a -3 on your opponent's side and pluses on yours because you Supply Squad. After that, you Supply Squad, draw a card. Come on, man. I don't even need to speak more on that. Moving on. Straight up. Graydle Split. Run it at 3. No doubt about it. I only run 2 Graydle Parasites. 3 is a little bit overkill because, you know, this is an amazing card. It definitely is. It's offensive and defensive. So basically, whenever your opponent makes a direct attack to you, you can activate this card. It's continuous. You can do it every turn. There's no limit to it either. You can activate it and special summon any Graydle monster from your deck. So you have an empty field. They attack you. You activate Graydle Parasite. You say, okay, special summon Graydle Eagle. Now what are you going to do? Now your opponent is looking down the barrel of a golden arch bird from the Rescuers Down Under. And he don't want to attack it because if you attack this shit, you're going to lose your monster. So what are they going to do? Most of the time, they're going to say, I end my turn. Most of the time. So it's really, it's defensive in that regard. And how it's offensive is, say you have a big monster like a Graydle Dragon, but let's just say you have Eagle, and your opponent has no monsters. If your opponent has no monsters, you can declare an attack, activate Graydle Parasite's effect, and you mandatorily special summon one of their monsters from their graveyard to their field in an attack position. Only so you could crash into it and take control of it. You see how trolly and sacky that is? That shit is annoying. That's annoying. But that's why Graydle Parasite is really good. But running it at 3 is a little bit too much because, you know, you're not going to be playing it You're not going to be looking for this card too much because you're really going to be doing your own Graydle thing, popping, blowing stuff up, and having fun. So that's why I only run 2. I run 2 Call of the Haunted and 2 Oasis. All right, I run Call of the Haunted because it allows you to special summon back your Graydle Dragon from the graveyard. And that's the attack version of it. That's why I have 2 calls. And for the defensive version, you have Oasis, so you can get those Graydles back from your graveyard. So, Call of the Haunted is strictly offensive, so you can push for extra damage and push for game. And Great Oasis is more defensive and techy and sacky. Because when your opponent makes a direct attack or you activate Oasis and you special summon a Graydle, that they're not going to want to see it and they're not going to want to attack into it because it's just sacky like that. They don't want their monster to get taken, just like Graydle Parasite. So these are very good cards and they help out a lot. They help out tremendously. I ran 2 and 2 because I like the blend of having 2 and 2, offensive and defensive. But you can make up your own ratios. Maybe you want to run 3 Oasises and 1 call. It's your call. No pun intended. 1 Torrential Tribute, and then I run the 1 Black Horn of Heaven. That rounds up the traps. All right, that's 40 cards, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the extra deck really quick, which is still in the works. Now, feel free to wherever I'm lacking at to add your own extra deck, because you could go rank 8. You could go in this deck. You're going to be synchroing level 8, and you're going to exceed into a lot of rank 3s. So your extra deck should consist of mostly level 8 synchros and rank 3 exceeds. So of course you got to run them 3 Graydle Dragons. I like to call him GD because it just sounds kind of like JD, and he's kind of epic in that way. When this card is synchro summoned, destroy up to 2 cards on the field. Period. Once per turn, you can use this effect. And when you finally get rid of this card and it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon any Graydle monster from your graveyard. So the best thing to do is have a Graydle Dragon on the field and already have 1 in your graveyard. So you summon Graydle Dragon, pop 2. Let's say they torrential, and then you pop their back row. Graydle Dragon destroys. His effect activates to get another Graydle Dragon from the graveyard and allows you to keep attacking. Very sacky. That's exactly why they limited it to you can only use this effect once per turn, because they would never endingly just loop, and this would automatically make the deck tier 1. So other than the Graydle Dragons, Scarlight, stuff like that, Stardust, Crimson Blader, Scarlight because it pops. It's an amazing card. It pops all special summon monsters and burns you for damage. Stardust staple, Crimson Blader, what I consider a staple. For rank 3s, you got Granosaurus, number 17, Leviathan Dragon. It's a water type, so that definitely helps. I go into this often. Acid Golem, another water type, 3000 big cock beat stick. So that's definitely something that you really want. So I'm still working on the extra deck. So basically this is the deck. And where are Graydles? How do I feel about Graydles? They're amazingly fun. They're really great to play with, and it just keeps you entertained, man. It's just a really overall, just really good deck. So once again, if you guys like the content, if you like the deck profile, be sure to check my channel out. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Corner, just search Joseph Sparks, you'll be able to find me. And once again, I'd like to give another shout out to Team APS, man. Thanks for allowing me to upload on your channel for a guest upload. Really appreciate y'all. Like what y'all do once again. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Team APS. Let's keep this thing moving, man. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out of here. Deuces.